back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Keisha. I do both music and commentary. If you like what you see, make sure you subscribe to me. That was so cringe, oh my god. Today's video is most definitely gonna get me in trouble, but you know what, I've been in some trouble before and it's nothing new to me. I can already smell the 15-year-old Shane Dawson stans who are going to try and degrade me and call me the N-word. You do realize that you're basically adding on to the issue. You're basically going to be doing exactly what it is that I predict you guys would have already done within 10 seconds of entering this video. It's not only the 15-year-old stans, I can already smell like the 40-year-old stans who somehow are up a 30-year-old guy's arse cheeks. Do better, please. If you disagree with my thoughts and opinions, that is fine. I'm just curious to hear why down below in the comment section. If you have a profile picture of Dora Explorer, I will not be replying. Thank you.
Like, I can't.
Today's video is going to be me saying my personal opinion on Shane Dawson. I feel like people just either notice and just keep to the left, to the left, to the left. Or we have people who just don't know these things happen, so I'm here to tell you guys about the things regarding Shane Dawson. If you're bold enough to listen to what I have to say, then good for you. It shows a lot about you. And if you're not trying to listen to what I have to say, you're just ready to dislike this video, sweetie. It's an amazing thing called AdSense, right? I'm sure Shane Dawson knows this.
Don't say that.
No matter what kind of things you do on my channel, it's engagement to me, sweetie. Thank you so much for making my month. I can smell the AdSense for this month. Chef's kiss. I have my phone here. I've taken down tons of notes that I'm going to go ahead and include in this video for you guys. There are different sections, so let's just quickly start off with Shane, okay? I don't hate Shane Dawson. There is this common misconception that if somebody doesn't like Shane Dawson, they immediately hate someone. No, I don't know Shane Dawson personally. He has not said anything to affect me personally. Everything I'm talking about in this video is things that's already been put out on social media. If you Google these things, if you type it up, it's there. Nothing is erased on social media ever. I think his content was once upon a time for me entertaining. I'm not gonna sit here, well technically I'm standing. I'm not gonna stand here and deny the fact that he doesn't have entertaining content or high production content. It's very good. As of recently, I haven't been vibing with it. And recently, as in like a year and a half, I was just more of like a conspiracy type of girl. I loved when he used to make those videos. It was different from any other thing that I was seeing on YouTube at the time. I was intrigued by it. But then once things started drifting, which we're gonna talk about very soon, that's when I just knew, girl, this ain't for me, bitch. Let me dip. Peace. There is something very weird about Shane Dawson crying in his 650-pound Balenciaga hoodie and saying, I'm poor, I'm poor. You could have gone through trials and tribulations growing up. You probably were poor growing up. You probably didn't have these nice things that you are lucky enough to have right now. But look where you're at right now. You have this, you're a millionaire, okay? What are you trying to do? Like, are you trying to be relatable here? Because it just doesn't work, because we can see through this. We can see that you live in Los Angeles. We can see that you live in a house where you probably don't struggle to pay rent because you're a millionaire. You have coins coming in, your videos do extremely well. So if you accumulate one docu-series, you're making tons of money already. His makeup collection that he came out with, doing amazing. Merchandise, doing amazing. There's something about that rubs people the wrong way, and you have to see it from an outsider's point of view. Why would someone feel this way? It's quite triggering to a lot of people who don't have what it is that you have. And it doesn't mean that we're jealous. Sweetie, if anyone tries to say that I'm jealous, listen, honey.
You should go and fuck yourself.
Spell jealous. Don't open the next tab to enter it on Google. Now, let's talk about the little sections that I've divided onto my phone. So the first section is scandals. Now, let's just go back a couple of years. I don't want this whole video to be based upon racism. Shane Dawson has done some very questionable things, and people say, oh yeah, we hold Shane Dawson accountable, but no, you don't. There's so much YouTubers you don't hold accountable because you're so obsessed with their content. You can't wait for them to post on a Thursday evening so you can put your feet up and just chill with your husband. Some of you guys are so far up his ass. Like, I thought YouTube was far up Shane's ass, but some of you guys are really up his ass cheeks. Maybe it's...
Imagine how tired we are.
Shane Dawson and the whole blackface situation, we're not going to sit here and act like that never existed, because that exists.
Object of affection. Oh, nigga, bitch, monkey woman, you're the best.
The word of the day, nigga.
If somebody else had done something so crazy like this, they would have been cancelled very easily, and you guys will still be bringing it up to this day. People choose who they want to cancel. You guys have cancelled other people for doing some of the most silliest things, when in reality there's somebody here who hasn't, in my opinion, given an actual apology. Blackface, there's no explanation for it. No explanation for blackface at all. And this whole black scent and It's triggering. But anyways, we're not gonna make this fully about racism, but there's tons of video proofs out there. You just don't want to do that to yourself. You don't want to go and Google it because you're scared to see what it is I'm talking about. You're scared that your fave is actually quite problematic. Yes, it's in the past. When I continue on with this video, you're going to see what it is exactly I'm talking about when it comes to Shane. He may have been controversial more so in the past. He may have been racist in the past, and he's truly sorry for it. How are your closest friends? The most problematic people on YouTube, Trisha Paytas. That lady has done far too many things. Lying about what's wrong with her, pretending to have all these mental health issues, pretending she's black, making fun of Mexicans, dissing Asians. Tons of pictures to this day of you hanging out Trisha Paytas. Jeffree Star. Jeffree Star is a phenomenal businessman. That's one thing I rate about Jeffree Star. That's the only thing I rate about Jeffree Star. I don't care what anybody says. How do you think of saying, I'm going to throw battery acid at you? Who thinks of battery acid? Who thinks to say that? That is something that's obviously been said plenty of times already. But you guys let that slide because you guys are so obsessed with what Gucci tracksuit is he getting next? Which one can I purchase too? Oh, I wonder what hairstyle Jeffree... Is he going to do a lace front? Is he going to put on eyebrows today or is he not? Some of you guys really have clown written on your forehead. Even to all the small forehead gangs. Girl, it's not that small because I can see it written on your forehead. Let's talk about some of the things that have resurfaced. There is a video of Shane Dawson calling a 6-year-old girl, skinny little sexy girl. And then he also says that he once Googled a naked baby, but you guys let that slide. And why is that? If this had been somebody else with a smaller following, somebody else of a different race, somebody else a different genre on YouTube, you would have been quick to find that out and cancel them just like that. There's nothing you can say to try and get yourself out of that one, but he did because it's Shane Dawson. Do you see what I'm saying here? It doesn't matter what he does. He can step on someone. He can step on a human being. His fans will be like, oh my God, Shane Dawson didn't mean to step on him. His feet probably just landed on top of him by accident. How many times are you going to make excuses? It's far too many. Another thing, Shane Dawson letting Tana Mojo pee on him.
I think I might be ready to piss on you.
Okay. I can't catch anything from this, right?
Honestly, you probably can. I've heard these.
Okay, get on. What are we doing?
18.
Okay, 18.
Okay. I'm on my period though. I could period on you.
What was the reason? The things people will do for content, I don't understand. It's disgusting. Ricky Thompson did the best.
Y'all make me sick.
We're next going to be talking about content. Like I mentioned in the beginning, I found Shane Dawson very entertaining. Shane is very, very, very lucky to have revived his channel because Shane has been on this platform for years. A decade. Imagine making 10 years worth of content. How? I've been in this game for nearly 4 years and it gets tiring sometimes. So only God knows how much content Shane Dawson has put out in the span of 10 years. That guy has multiple channels. I don't know what it is that's different about every channel because I can't say like one channel dedicated to vlogs because it just isn't. I'm not really sure what to take from each channel, but his main channel that he still uses to this day was a channel that I really liked and I felt like it was funny at one point. This is before finding out about his past, by the way. A lot of people who started around the same time as Shane Dawson are just not around anymore. For instance, Tyler Oakley, God bless him. I don't think people have Googled him since he met One Direction.
Can we talk about something?
Yeah.
You retweeted me last month.
I did.
Did I lie? I applaud him for somehow still finding a way to change the direction of his channel because some people love to stick with what they know because they know that they've accumulated a following from that. But Shane Dawson has always, from what I've seen anyways, tried to just one-up his content, which is very good. Do I wish he could be more consistent? Because if we're being honest with you, let's talk about the conspiracy theory, the Chuck E. Cheese one. A lot of people were not happy with the fact that he did a Chuck E. Cheese conspiracy theory, and within the same video, he mixed it up with a lady doing a story time about sexual assault. And for me personally, at the time, I didn't see it as like a big issue. It was very interesting, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I remember around that time, everybody was making like Chuck E. Cheese makeup tutorials. Everybody was going to Chuck E. Cheese to try and test Shane's conspiracy. It was a good time. I enjoyed the video personally. Looking back now, I can see where you guys are coming from in terms of how maybe some of you guys found it disrespectful that he mixed those two topics together because they just needed to be their own thing. Some of you guys wanted the lady to have her own sexual assault story personally for people to really just cling on to that. A lot of people just ran with the Chuck E. Cheese one, didn't really mention her. I wrote down in my notes, since being introduced to the beauty world, he's just been a puppet to Jeffree Star. Shane Dawson has no business dipping and diving into the beauty world. Because he knows the industry is a $1 billion industry, of course he's gonna dip his toes in there, of course, both feet in fact. When it comes to beauty and makeup, not everybody should be releasing palettes. I am not a makeup, how do you pronounce the word? You know what I mean. I'm not a makeup, you know what. It gets exhausting for me to see that someone's just released 15 shades of brown, 15 shades of warm tones and cool tones. Shane took an opportunity that maybe some people would have taken. I think some of us would release too. I think some people would be hypocrites if they said otherwise. But then when things like this happen, you can see people's intentions. If people are really about their supporters and they're really about loyalty and about their fans, then they won't go and just jump on that just for the sake of it, especially if it has nothing to do with your channel. When have you ever linked Shane Dawson to makeup? The guy created a new YouTube channel and he said it's going to be dedicated to makeup. Tell me why there is no makeup content on his new channel. It's just conspiracies, it's vlogs, it's him testing out video. My head hurts. It's not because this is tight, it's because you're giving me a headache. This new channel was supposed to be for makeup, but 5 videos in, where is the makeup content? I don't see it at all. Since him launching his conspiracy palettes and his whole collection, don't you think he should have been promoting it by, I don't know, maybe trying on the makeup, creating different looks of the palette? Because at the end of the day, it's your baby, right? It's your palette. You truly believe in this palette. You love this palette. You put your blood, sweat, and tears. Hi, BTS fans. How you doing? They both knew that the palette was going to do well because their stands alone are annoying and strong. But together, imagine what kind of army. Imagine what kind of army you can create. And they knew what they're doing, and it worked for them because they were successful enough to have it sold out. This is something that's rubbing me the wrong way for a very long time. Let me stretch for this one. Shane Dawson bringing the most controversial, toxic people on YouTube on his platform to clear their names. When did Shane Dawson become some sort of guidance counselor? Oh, I have an issue. Let me turn to Shane Dawson. I feel like I want to quit my channel, but I want to stay at the same time. Let me turn to Shane Dawson. What is it? Because business-wise, I feel like for the other people, they may see like, oh, this is a chance for me to get myself out there. I can build more exposure. But these people have exposure. If I'm keeping it real, it's not for the good things. I feel like the only pure collaboration I can think of right now is the Dolan twins, if that even counts as one. I like the Dolan twins. They were just going for a lot of things. They did not need to link up with that man. When you're in need, turn to your viewers. When you're having doubts, when you have questions, turn to your viewers, because at the end of the day, we are the ones that support you. We actually have got your back. We're going to tell you as it is. Yes, there's going to be some people who are just going to be like, post because they love you. But for the most part, we'll tell you what we think is right. Why does Shane Dawson feel the need to bring Tana Mojo on his channel? Jeffree Star, Jake Paul. When it came to Jeffree Star's first ever series, I was intrigued by it. I wanted to see like what goes down with this guy. Something about Jeffree Star that I feel like we know, but we don't know. So I watched it and I actually enjoyed the series because I got to see how business-minded he was. It was a well-done series. It wasn't too long. Now, Jake Paul calling him a sociopath, diagnosing him on camera. Oh, that was very triggering. Yes, I'm putting lip gloss on both my lips because I have 2 lips to fill. Why not treat them both with tender love and care? A sociopath. Oh, how did you come up with that one? That was a very long series. The whole Jake Paul series, nobody asked for it. You could have scrapped it. If we needed a series on any of them, it could have been Logan more than Jake, if I'm being honest with you. This is what I actually wrote down in my notes. I wrote down, trying to save toxic people's behavior. They messed up, yet he puts them in his channel so we can feel sorry for them and sympathize and empathize with them because Shane says so without actually saying it. Do you not get that vibe of him trying to make these people look good when they can't do it themselves? So they turn to their neighbor. Like, you know how you turn to your neighbor in church and you say hi? Why has he never called out Trisha Paytas? Your very good friend. Because he knows that the things that she gets away with, you can't explain. In Alyssa Violet's docuseries, Alyssa Violet was saying that she was dragged down the stairs by Jake Paul, and then Shane Dawson results by saying, oh, so you weren't physically hurt. Are you listening or are you not listening? What was the point of getting Alyssa Violet if she's going to repeat the same thing that she said in her YouTube channel? Because it just seems like, okay, we want Alyssa Violet because she can get the views. It'll be interesting to hear her side without actually hearing her side. I'm gonna wrap up the video by saying this because Amanda pointed this out in her video and I was just like, bingo, bingo, nail on the head. She said that their beauty palette had a foreign object inside. You know that isn't cute. That isn't good for your palette to have a foreign object inside, okay? It just isn't safe, it isn't good, it's dangerous. When Jaclyn Hill was called out by the likes of thousands and thousands of people online who practically bullied her. A lot of you guys are speaking the truth, don't get me wrong, but you bullied her whilst doing it. Where was the same energy for Shane and Jeffree's? Bearing in mind, this palette was even bigger than theirs. This whole launch was bigger than Jaclyn Hill. How come no one was pointing out the fact that, you know, you're finding hairs in the palettes, you're finding foreign objects. Obviously, it wasn't in every single palette, but there was a handful. What did Shane and Jeffree do instead? Ignore. But when Jaclyn Hill does it, it's a World War II. Let's knock at her door. My final questions for you guys are, what happens next with Shane Dawson? What I think is going to happen next is what's been happening for these past couple of years. people will let it slide because it's him, because behind all this is privilege to me. He's going to continue having those people around him because they all have power to some extent. They can be controversial, they can be disrespectful, but they still have power, and they're always going to thrive on social media. I'm waiting for the day that Shane Dawson actually gains some balls to realize that you can't be a softie anymore. You can't. And to all his fans who are going to act like he's a baby, stop babying him. He's a 30-year-old grown-ass adult. So that's pretty much it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Let's have a conversation down below in the comment sections. Obviously, make sure it makes sense. I also want to make a video this week or maybe next week about Adele, because Adele's been going through a lot recently. The girl needs a chat. Make sure you guys stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.